Bam! Yes, there we are, guys. There we are. It is not Sunday yet. We have an extra episode of A Drink with Brink. Because yesterday's show we couldn't do because my guest suddenly was gone. I don't know. So instead, I had a update stream about the status of the campaign, Perfect 10 issue 4, which is now on Indiegogo, guys, and we are 97% funded. We need 97 euros, and we're fully funded. So get on this, guys. Get on it. The link to the campaign is in the description of this video. All right, guys. So this is an extra episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their dreams and their passions, but also their books and their campaigns, because I'm done with the mainstream. The mainstream sucks, it's boring, it's no fun, and indie comics is where the passion is. Okay, guys. Yeah, I spoke to you like yesterday, right? So, and Past Master Dan is in the chat. Welcome, Past Master Dan. I'll share this out. Hey, I'm Mr. Brink. Oh, thank you, Past Master Dan, and welcome to the chat, sir. All right, guys. Today we have for this extra show we have a new guest, never been on the show before. I like to introduce you to new people and new people to you, right? So brand new creator for me, at least, and we're going to talk about his book. So let's just bring him on. Let's welcome to the show Mr. Paul Roper. Applause.
Hi, how are we doing?
Hello, Paul. Hello, sir. The Hellfire Club. Sure.
Yeah. We like watching Stranger Things, myself and my wife. We're both utter geeks,
Right.
Enjoy
Yes.
So.
Oh, that's so awesome. You're so lucky, man, to have a wife that watches those things with you.
I'm extremely lucky that my wife looks after me and does cosplays as well. She's,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
she's how can I put it? I turn 45 next month, and she's 50 and still acts like a kid. It's great. So
wow.
Both just yeah, we've got issues.
matching energies, right? That's great.
Yeah.
So she's into comics also.
Comics, good TV series, the same kind of music, such as me. Motorhead, Metallica,
Oh, right.
Disturbed, AC/DC. We do
Right.
like a little bit of dance from the 80s and stuff and 90s because, we did grow up in that era, but that's us,
Mhm.
just both
Sure.
crazy. And we do a lot together, to be totally honest. It's been nearly 11 years we've been together.
Oh,
One child together.
great,
She's
man.
already got a son from previous times. And yeah, we're both just absolutely crazy and no airs and graces about us. So I'm just thankful she's got bad eyesight. She'd have never married me if she could see what I look like. So
Oh, no. It it can't be that bad. Come on, man. Edwin, welcome, Edwin. The Bloodborne Second Chance campaign is on FundMyComic. Check it out, guys. Welcome, Edwin. And we have Lord Sandwich. Welcome, Lord Sandwich. How is everyone doing today? Right. Paul, before we continue to talk about anything else, I need to
yep.
ask you what I ask all my guests is, what are you drinking?
Me, currently at the moment, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Not
Well,
nothing at the moment. Okay.
I hope you won't get thirsty during the stream.
No, no, I'll be perfectly fine.
But if you do, just let me know, and you can grab something. No worries.
Yep, no
Right.
problem.
And Mike is also here. Mike, fan of JDN, Genuine and Dark Sides Comics. Welcome, sir. Hello, Dave, and Razor of 21 Demons fitting Hellfire shirt. Yes, the demons. We're going to talk about demons today and Hellfire and stuff like that.
Yep.
And heavy metal and all things like demonic. I learned today that you even have a cat named Lucifer.
Yep, we do.
So
We
yeah.
have. It's very much a family of strays. This is the easiest way of putting it. My other half and I got together over literally the course of one date, and that was on the Sunday. I went round on the Monday and never left. So she took me in, and then we've taken in another cat that was straight at the back of us, and now another one. So it's never changing. So
Yeah. You like animals, huh?
well, I think we're just soft, to be totally honest. That's the easiest way of putting it. So.
Right. Stuffed. Yeah. All right, man. So where do you live? Where you from?
I am from West Yorkshire in the UK.
Right.
In particular, I'm from originally a town called Castleford. If you ever look for rugby league, professional rugby league, I used to play. Used to
Oh.
be a winger at Featherstone Rovers, so
Mhm.
I've done those wonderful things of running in the ball with no pads and getting knocked on my backside or making a break and shooting down the wing. I've also done mixed martial arts since I was about 6 years old, so plenty of kickings,
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Past Master Dan loves your pudding. So not sure, not sure what that's
Yorkshire
about.
puddings. Yorkshire
Oh,
puddings. That's what he's
right.
talking about.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Eternal roast beef and Yorkshire puddings. Yes, it's true.
Mm-hmm. I feel, yeah, got the brakes changed and I'm done for today. All right. Great. Okay, man. So you made a comic book, right? So what
Yep.
is your history with comics?
My history all starts with it. I put a lot of the blame on my dad, really,
Mm,
for two reasons. First off, he let me watch Enter the Dragon when I was really young, about 2 years old. So that's what got me into the martial arts. Plus, my dad did it. So, yeah. And then they let me watch the Incredible Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. And that was it.
mhm. Yeah.
The Hulk will always be my favorite character. I just
Yes,
don't
that
care.
was badass when we were young, right?
Yeah, the TV series, and in fact that's where my son's name comes from. Not the Incredible Hulk, but one of the TV series. Do you remember the Fall Guy?
No,
It's the,
I I missed many episodes. They didn't really air it here in the
right.
Netherlands where I am.
Well, the character that Lee Majors played was called Colt Seavers,
Okay.
hence the name Colt. And it ended up being Colton. So yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. Cool. Yes. Cool.
So yeah.
Oh, Pops is here. Welcome, Pops. A lot of cool people coming in. Mike says, I remember the Fall Guy. I remember that it existed.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so you got into the like the superhero themes through the Hulk, or
Yeah,
over
yeah. It was
okay.
mainly the Hulk, literally.
Hmm.
Ended up watching the TV series and then getting the comic books. I was around the time when Herb Trimp and Sal Buscema and John Buscema and were that doing those as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
that, and then it
nice.
stemmed a little bit further on after that. So I started growing into wanting to just draw anything Hulk, Spider-Man.
Oh, we lost contact with Paul. Oh no, some. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope he comes back, guys. But in the meantime, Paul is not here, guys. For right now, I hope he comes back soon. So let's just present something to you guys that I have going on. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for this kind of situation. Here we go. Look at this. This is Perfect 10 issue 4, guys. We are 97% funded. We need 90, let me see, 92 euros, and we're fully funded. Oh, Paul is back. Hello, Paul.
Hi, I have no idea what happened there. I was talking and it just went off. And
No worries.
I will be. How long is the rest of your campaign going for?
This is for 19 days.
19 days. I will be. Well, I'm going to back you on this one. I just haven't had a chance to do a lot of things with money at this moment in time because we're sorting things out. This is why I'm doing my campaign as well. But that'll
Yeah,
let.
everything is crazy, man. Oh, Paul's
Yeah,
having some problems. Some problems with the connection. No worries.
it should be all
So,
right now, hopefully.
so I just took the opportunity to talk a little bit about my own campaign.
Yeah,
So, guys, Perfect 10 issue 4. It is it's fantastic book. Look at this. It is it's pure superhero stuff. So if you like superhero, especially 90s and 90s vibe, it has this 90s vibe, only with like storytelling. I'm writing this. I put a lot of work into the story. So and people really liked it. The feedback is always great. They love the story. They love the art, the color work by Daniel Rodriguez. Check it out. We have 2 covers presented here on this campaign. We even have like guest artists like Mike Bowden, for instance, which is excellent. It's always great to get Mike Bowden on board for anything, guys. So when he does the back cover, you don't say no. You don't say no. Uh, you get some preview works with the lettering, so you can read along. You can see the quality of the lettering. If the story, if you like the story, a few sneak peeks here and there. So check it out, guys. But we do need some help. We do need some more eyes on this team, or on this. I read team and I said team on this campaign. Um, so please share it through your social media. Talk about it with other people. We hope to get this funded soon. The sooner the better, and then we can check out like stretch goals and other extras that we can add with the order. Right? All right, guys. So stop the screen. All right, Paul. Um, you were talking about your history with comics, right?
yeah. As I say, it went. How can I put it? I was around with those, had a little bit of a patch off, and then I came back to the Incredible Hulk literally when the McFarlane era started. So it was the Grey Hulk,
Yes,
and
Grail and Mr. Fix It around that time, I think.
I followed it pretty much every book since then, and then
Hmm.
got a little bit into Thor and Captain America. In fact, what you could say was the original Avengers, sort of Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk. Tried a couple other different comics, and then I found Spawn around issue 44. Picked up a copy, decided to have a read of it, and that's when I got latched on to like people like Tony Daniel and Greg Capullo. There
Hmm.
was, Angel Medina, some absolutely stunning artists, and then started going through the Image catalogue and ended up with Well, The Darkness, Witchblade, stuff like that. Michael Turner's work was always so damn beautiful to me.
Yes.
And
Right.
I started going to the comic conventions. Go be about 2004, 2003, and it was around then that I'd started sort of creating the idea for my book, and always kept drawing stuff and always kept putting things together. And as I say, it just sort of snowballed from there, and I've been smitten with comics ever since. So that's it.
Right. Do you still collect comics? Do you buy new comics?
I only get what I really am interested in. I'm not happy with a lot of the writing in certain cases. I prefer to find creators that want to, make a good book. I picked up Graham Nolan's Alien Alamo, back that one.
All right.
I've backed Josen Targ with his Reaper Destroyer.
Reaper Destroyer,
but
yeah.
The most recent ones I've got is Spawn Batman, which Capullo drew, and I have to pick up the last couple of copies of it's Batman and the Joker, which Silvestri
by
done.
Silvestri, right? Yes,
Yeah.
that looks awesome.
I was
But it
lucky
looks
enough.
awesome. You can know it. You can see it looks great. So even if the story sucks, you can just consider it like art books.
Well, that's it. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I do like David Finch a lot. I think he's absolutely brilliant. The amount of detail he manages to put on a page is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I've heard people go, "Oh, it's excessive." No, that's his style. That's David. You're never going to get him to get out of that. But then I'm friends, and I absolutely adore, and I mean this, I adore Liam Sharp's black and white artwork, and he's such a lovely guy. In fact, I will say as the impact, Liam Sharp and Stuart Stas Johnson, who's done Batman, Dracula, quite a few things. He's got a very Selby Summer look to his work, but he's really, really good and solid on everything that he does. Both of those have had the most impact on me.
Right.
I mean, both of them are friends. Liam's just moved back to the UK now, so I'm going to see him at Bristol on Saturday because I'm down there.
You know them? You know them personally?
Yes. Well, it Stas more than Liam. I like to think that they'll class me as a friend, but at least I do know them, spoken to them extensively over artwork, and they've both had the most impact on me, which is it's nice. It's nice. I even had the chance to have Neil Adams critique a little bit of my work, and I can't say anything other than he was an absolute gent. Sad loss, to be totally honest, Neil Adams. Though I'm still sticking by my argument because my wife loves The Walking Dead. She loves the TV series and some of the books. She got a pencil print of Rick blowing a zombie's head off, and Neil met us when she was just pregnant and offered to give her his chair so she could sit down. This was at London Supercon. And she said, "No, if I sit down, I'm not getting back up." And he was like, "Fair enough." He offered me this piece of advice because he saw my portfolio, and he just says, "Well, why the zombie and things like that?" I said, "Well, it's what my wife likes." And it's like, he says, "Come on then." He says, "What's the best weapon to kill a zombie?" And I said, "Samurai sword." And he says, "You got to have a Colt 45, just blows the head off." I said, "Yes, but you never have to reload a sword."
Yes, you need bullets.
And he looked at me and he went, "Touche." So like you're thinking, So really, really nice gent. And again, a big shame that he's gone. So that's that, unfortunately.
So these guys were also your artistic examples. You emulated a lot of their styles.
There's a lot of, I would say, for me, and people have said this, and I don't know how true it is. If anybody would like to clarify for me, there's a touch of Alan Davis in there because I've always been a fan of Alan Davis. I've got all the Excalibur comics that he ever did. Some of Liam, some of Stas, definitely some Michael Turner in there, and a lot of Mark Silvestri as well. Because I actually met Mark in 2008 because he told me to pitch my book to him, and I went over to San Diego and did. And yeah, well,
we went there especially to meet him.
yeah, he was like, you come and you pitched that to me. It was a particular time when Wanted had just come out, and obviously Heath Ledger had passed with The Dark Knight coming out as well. And then Mike Turner had gone a month just before we got to see him at San Diego. And got into the convention. He just didn't have any time to speak to me. He says, come to the studio party tonight. I was like, okay. He says, yeah, I'll look over your work there. So I went to the studio party at a hotel, and I will admit this, I thought I was a super excellent, amazing artist, and he destroyed me within 30 seconds.
Yeah, you get humbled, right?
Oh, I got so humbled, but it's the best thing I've ever had done to me. He was such a gent. And again, I'm finding that with a lot of people, to be totally honest. The ones that really have made it really do know, how to bring a lot of people on. But yeah, he sort of destroyed me in 30 seconds. And I spent an hour at this studio party where there was like people like, there was Ray Park there, for God's sake,
Oh, yeah, right.
And half the cast of Heroes, and apparently Tarantino had been walking in there, and I was like, wow. And he sort of said to me, he says, look, he says, I know what I want to do with your comic book. He says, but then it won't be your comic book, it'll be mine. He says, so I want you to go away, I want you to sort it out, and I'll try and help you as much as I can. And then we'll get it sorted out. But obviously then the recession hit, so that never came to fruition. But he did give me bits and pieces of help when he had the time, because obviously he's running a company, so but he did one fatal mistake.
Oh, did he?
Sorry, he made one fatal mistake. He left an open tab for a Yorkshireman that had played rugby at the bar.
Right.
I was a good drinker at that point in time, so I was like, oh, well, and he's looking at me like that. He's going, are you sure you're all right? Are you sure you're fine? I'm like, played rugby for a while, 12 in, and I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. So, but we had a good laugh about that, and people have shaped me along the way, and the book hopefully has got better. I definitely know the story has more about it since meeting Mark and other people. So that's one of the things with it. So it seems.
What was some of the particular best advice that you took away from that? Can you name something?
Mark, it was a very, very simple thing. He says the amount of weight that you're putting into your detail, you have to separate the background from the foreground. And it was just the way he did it. He says, take your time just doing simple line work. Don't try to shadow, don't try to detail. Build it nice. And then when you think you need a bit more detail, try it. Then take it out, or put it back in, or put more in. He basically told me to have a more careful eye, which was really good. And he spent time. He actually told me about when Mike Turner had first come into the studio, and he just, I think it was David Wall that said, look, this guy needs to be, you need to get him employed because he's superb, he's absolutely brilliant. And Michael Turner was. I can't argue, his artwork will always be perfect for me. And he got Mike, he says, right, he says, okay, so just sit on that desk, he says, just draw a building. So he did, and it was awful. And he was like, no, oh God, no. Right, come with me. Because he didn't know about frame of reference.
Yes.
So he literally took him out. They got some postcards and stuff of the city, and he left him to draw these buildings. And he came back. He says about 2-3 hours because he'd been in meetings. He came back and literally he saw the most beautiful cityscape building set up that he's ever seen in his life. And then he knew how good what he got on his hands where Mike Turner was concerned.
I read that story sometime, yeah, about Michael Turner wasn't used to using reference. He was told just, hi there, and was told to just use reference. Yeah, great.
Titan TV man.
I'm sorry, this is why my son's going to be so much better than me. Can we show this?
Sure, let me.
Whoa. It's a Titan TV man.
It's TV man?
Titan TV man, yeah.
The boy is upgraded.
Titan TV man.
That's. Can we show that again? Look how good he's. Look how good he's going to be at 8. He's far better than me.
That is awesome. That's fantastic. Titan TV man.
At the back, he made a little stains.
Yeah, because that's
Well,
the colour going through.
I'm making a paper toy, but I just need you to cut it, okay?
Can I come down and cut it later? Will you go down? You playing your Switch for 5, and Daddy will come straight down. He promises.
How about where's my kitten?
Find him. Sorry about that.
That's fantastic. He's very creative, right?
Yeah,
Titan TV man. Where does he get it from?
Sadly, YouTube. Although he's a big Transformers fan, like his dad.
Right. Okay.
So I've put him through all the proper cartoons, and he's into our music. He started to learn guitar at school, and the guitar teacher asked him, "Do you have a particular piece of music that you want to play?" So he did. He said David Bowie's Starman. And the guitar teacher went, "Can we think of something a little bit, different, to that?" And so he did. He went Hellraiser by Motorhead. Oh dear.
No. Go back to Bowie. Go back to Bowie.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, maybe not that one. And then the final one he came out with was Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and I thought, that's my boy. That'll do for me.
That's awesome. That's an awesome track. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if Mike is selling anything, but he says, so Paul, would you then be able to get some of Liam Sharp's original art for Valiant at a discounted price? Or because you're friends? I think he means that.
I will. Do you know what? I will talk to it, because there's if you look on Liam's Facebook, there's a beautiful Hulk piece that he did. I loved his run on the Hulk, especially when he did all the back shots of him with the veiny arms and stuff like that. And his Spawn of the Dark Ages and Gears of War, brilliant. Two very, very good series that he did as well. I can ask. He'll probably go, no, but I'd love some of Liam's work. I would probably be bankrupt with all the artist work that I want to put on the walls and just never sell it, because it's if you like black and white artwork, look up Stas Johnson Dracula. Yeah, just the black and white pieces, because it's absolutely beautiful. Is that just wonderful black and white artwork?
This one, the Tomb of Dracula?
I don't know. It's just can't remember the name of the company that would do it. They're doing like they did like Macbeth and other things. It was like a classical works publisher, but they did them in comic book form.
All right.
And that Stas did Dracula, and as to say that. I mean, the publisher coloured it, which you should never have done. It should just left it black and white, or at least done it half-tone.
Yeah, sometimes art just looks better in black and white. That's definitely true. Mike says, I just saw a clip recently of Silvestri telling that story about Turner's drawing of a high-rise building, which he said looked like a bread box initially.
Yes, that's what he used. That's what he said to me.
All right, by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. All right. Okay, Paul, let's take a look at your campaign. I notice you don't have a trailer. That's right.
No, it's to be fair, it's been put together. I've been working with Tank, or Western Duggan Star, which pick an alias. He's an absolute gem, is that guy. He does as much as he can for everybody, and he's just got no time for himself. Yeah. So
all right, then. Okay, so this is it. It's on FundMyComic. Why did you decide to go on FundMyComic?
Well, I tried for a little while to get on Kickstarter, but they kept knocking me back, and I'm thinking, how much more work do I need to do? And there's a similar amount of, in fact, there's a little less work on here, but it's gone straight on. But Kickstarter seemed to just get, you haven't got this, you haven't got that, you haven't got that. I'm thinking, do you want blood? And FundMyComic, they put it on, and it was brilliant. I actually tried it on Indiegogo, but the problem was we nearly lost Trisha's mum around the time that it was coming on. So we just took a step back from absolutely everything. I couldn't attend to the things, and it was a bit of a nightmarish time for a good solid 6 months, and it's a bit of a blur. And yeah, that failed miserably. I will happily say that, because I just couldn't attend to it or give it the time that it intentionally
did. This is the case, right? We all want to present ourselves as being like indie creators and give it our very best and be there for the customers, for the backers. But we all have lives also, and things
Yeah.
sometimes just happen, you know.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. My family is the most important to me.
Sure. Yeah.
My wife and we had him because she's going to kill me if she ever watches this live stream. She's 50, I'm 45. He's only 8, so she had him when she was 42.
Mm.
So I'm never going to have any other children, and he's like the apple of my eye. His brother is 31, so you can see there's a big,
Okay. Yeah.
she really gave up her life for me in many cases, but I'm trying to make it as much as I can a better life, if you know what I can. But I've put my heart and soul into a lot of things. With the mixed martial arts, I went all the way competing with Kyokushin and stuff like that. Tried to teach people as much as I've learned from everything, as much as I can teach them. Send them down the better path and not making the mistakes I did. Same with Colton. I'm trying to just make sure that he's going to be somebody that grows up and doesn't just take the first answer. He questions things and maybe finds a better way. That's something I'm after from him. But yeah, I made enough mistakes, so that's it.
We can
I'm
only
here now.
we can only learn and move forward, man. Move forward.
Yeah,
You seem to be doing well, doing good here. You have $800 right now,
Yep.
which is great. 80% funded. That's excellent, man.
Yep. I appreciate it. He said there's a 120-page book here that literally I'm putting together. No, I won't say all by myself because Tank has helped out here and there and helped me with these. But as I say, it's it's all my writing, obviously with an editor and things like that. I am subject to the whims of people like the fun of like Garth Ennis, and I like a lot of comedy like Monty Python and good writing. Good things that come round and separate. It's something that'll make you think. So that's where this is coming.
So your role on this comic is you are a writer plus artist.
Yep, and I'm doing the lettering.
I do the lettering also.
Yeah.
Wow, you're one man army.
Ooh, well, yeah.
Yes.
If you learn everybody else's jobs, you know what to put into it. So
120 pages also, man. That's remarkable.
Yeah. It's tiring. I'll say that for nothing.
And Tank is your editor or something? Or?
Yeah. He makes sure that I don't screw up too much.
Right. Oh, that's great. So you have someone to bounce ideas against, and
yeah. If you want a good friend, it's Wes. Wes is a diamond. He's an absolute brilliant person. Just wish we were having a bit more luck, if you know what I mean, with certain things. I'd love to see this skyrocket because a majority of my work, I say this, everybody, I'm going to pull on the heartstrings. With Trisha's mum, she's gone from able-bodied to 3 strokes, bone density deficiency, nearly died of urinary sepsis, and now she's been pre-diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And the woman is she always smiles, she does her best, but we're looking after her. And I'm working and I'm doing this at the same time. So, it's not that I think I deserve it, do you know what I mean, for the time and the effort. It's that I think, it would be appropriate if it happened and we got a decent amount of money to help out with things.
Sure.
Because,
yeah.
Like you've mentioned about indie comics, there's a lot of people that wear their heart on the sleeve and go for it, really do go for it. They make a success or they fall flat. But the thing is, you've got the mainstream, which seems to be putting money into the wrong kind of thing. It's the writing isn't done well. The characters are, and I think it was Graham Nolan that turned around and said this. And there's another guy I've got a hell of a lot of respect for. You try to leave things better than you found them. And that's something that I don't see happening with a lot of the titles. I think that's why I've stopped collecting a lot of the titles, because I would go monthly and pick up a decent amount of things to read.
Yes.
But I don't do that now.
Is that also one of your drives to make this comic? Was it purely for artistic expression? You just needed to do it, or was it
Originally,
also
I was
like a counterbalance to the culture nowadays in mainstream?
this originally started out as just an idea. I ended up sat there watching
Hi, Dad. This is Upgraded Titan Speaker Man.
another one.
Another beautiful drawing.
Spin.
Right, let's
Show the gentleman.
Well, the head is. I tried to write the head there, but it didn't do well. But I still like it though.
And who is this?
What's he called?
What's his name?
Upgraded Titan Speaker Man. Titan. He's a Titan.
We're going to
Titan
develop a
Speaker
toy.
Man.
Yeah,
Another
we're going to
Titan.
develop a toy together, aren't we?
Yeah, I want to make that
Right.
real
And
one.
I promised to, haven't I?
Mhm. Even if there's some little balls in there, but you put it in a little hole in the cannon and then pew!
I'm going to have to wash you before you go to bed. You've got silver all over your hands.
I did really well, didn't I?
You did superbly. You're going to be better than your dad. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, and this is the head. Well, the wires are protecting him, but he has lots of speakers right there.
This is the next graphic novel.
And that part there, that part
Yeah.
is the face of him.
Lovely. Right. Can I finish?
And this is the head of him.
Can
And
I
this is
finish
the
this
Yeah.
stream?
That guy is going places, man. You can tell. You can tell. He's going to be huge.
He's going to be taller
Surprise
than me.
guest artist. Yes. That's
Hopefully.
excellent, man.
Hopefully.
It's
So,
great that he wants to show you his creations, right?
I do you know I want to do a lot with him. I want him to get into this so that he likes drawing, he likes creating, he likes writing. I like. I can't show him half the comedies that I've watched through my life yet because he's not old enough. And it's, I don't know. I just want him to have a really good sense of humour and an open mind, because I've found that most of the comedians are smarter than your average person. People like George Carlin, if you listen to him a lot, he was very, very well educated. Same with people like Stephen Fry and John Cleese and stuff like that. They seem to have a very, very great understanding of things, and they are extremely intelligent. So, you know, I say look to our comedians. We'll never go wrong.
I think humor does require some intelligence. Mike says, try to leave things better than you found them. The DEI and ESG controlled corporations intend only the opposite of that now, scorched earth.
I'm kind of agreeing with him on that, because there's a lot of things that just aren't. How can I put it? Have you seen Bumblebee, the film?
Yes.
The opening sequence where they're on Cybertron with the Transformers and it's all the G1 fashion.
It's a long time ago. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I remember the right scene.
Well, this version of Transformers, if you know what I mean, with Optimus Prime, looking like the toys that we grew up with.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That apparently that sequence was the most played sequence of any Transformers film for a long time, until sort of Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, really?
What they're starting to do is they're starting to harken back towards, you know, this is where the fandom came from. This is what we need to build upon. We've got a great foundation here. Let's not screw with it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people did and didn't like the Batman film, but I like that because it was a lot darker and more of a murder mystery than anything else. It was a good crime fighting thing, which is what Batman is. If you want to put him in superhero universe, you should have stuck with what Snyder was doing. Let it play out. If it worked, it worked. But they never did. They decided to hack and cut it to pieces and make the films either too short or let Joss Whedon have his play with it. And it just, you've got great characters there and you've just wasted them. You've messed around with them too much. You know,
This is true. This is true.
Let an artist do the artwork. That's it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's it.
Yes. You can break characters, or you can continue too long, I think, with characters.
Yeah.
I think certain characters are just past their prime. I think every story, every possible version has been shown, has been told, and it's time for new things, like 21 Demons, for instance, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
so
I
okay.
totally agree with you.
So this art, right? Are
Yes.
you self-taught? Did you study art or?
I did a graphic design course, but I've always liked drawing and penciling and things like that, and been into, as I say, like Hulk, Spider-Man. My dad was a very good artist. He was more of a, like do a canvas painting and things like that. If I could get an image of the Tears of St. Peter that he did, it's only a small one, about A3 size, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I get a lot of my artistic attributes from my dad, and then obviously comics just got to be a bigger outlet. But how can I put it? I like both the superhero, the sci-fi, the horror, and everything like that. So nothing's off limits to me. I like drawing everything. You know what I mean? It's if my imagination can run away with it, I'm interested. If it sort of stops at the door and goes, not interested, I don't do it. Just can't get to grips with it.
Yeah,
So
this is true. Especially when you make something yourself. You make this comic book. You know how much work this is, right? So
yeah.
you have to make sure that that idea that you have, that concept is worth all those years that you're going to invest into it, right?
Yeah.
Especially 102 pages. I just noticed, right? So
Yeah, that's the
is the
actual story.
story? Is this a complete story? Is this a one shot?
It's a first chapter basically.
Mm.
I'm doing. I've had the story running around in my head with subtle nuances and the ending. The middle part. I've had them all coming together over years. I wanted to do like the 7 sins, if you know what I mean. Each book represents a sin,
Yes.
and so there'll be like 7 books. And once it's done, once the story's finished, it's put down. I don't want any spin-offs or anything like that for my main character to come back. But if I did want to do anything, I'm putting characters in there that could go their own way. Like, I'm giving away a little bit here for you.
Sure. Do it.
Dracula in my book is a fallen angel.
Okay.
So that represents a different thing. And where people turn around and say, well, science can't explain that, but magic can. I've basically said that God, in effect, is the oldest living creature that has learned every single algorithm, mathematical equation, and is basically the paradox of all time. So it's how can I put it? Magic but science. So there's a line joining everything together. And I explain a few different things that give people an option rather than like, no, it's all religion, so tough. Do you know what I mean? It basically applies to putting a line through everything, and then everybody's got to understand that you're all in it together. Plus, there's hopefully a nice, decent amount of British humour in there, which I've written in as well. So,
all right, great. So does it? So it has like biblical themes also.
it pulls on biblical themes. It's not as one of my friends says, it's not God bothering. You don't get sat there with all this, Christian rhetoric, Catholic, Muslim, or anything like that. It's just it draws on them, and then people can identify with something. And it's not housing everything together. It's how can I put it? I'm just wanting to give options, like the fact that I'm using Greek gods in there. They're just different choirs of angels.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing. And where there's a gap, I create a new character, put him in there. The T-shirt that you can see off to the side there,
Yes.
next on her back, well, just at the back of her. That's my little guy on there, Feckle, as he's called.
Feckle. Okay.
Yeah. People asking why he's called Feckle, and it's Feckle to do with him.
Feckle. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
that's it. But he's an arsey sort of Cockney twanged little fourth creation of God. Basically, he sits there and he tidies up the omniversal portals and gets them back there. He's a bit of a smart ass, to be totally honest, because he was the fourth creation of God. Simple as. So he's been around fagging it. He's a little bit of a nod towards Lemmy, who's one of my favourite people of all time.
All right. So. All right. Great, man. Great. All right. Let's take a look at this art. You also do the coloring?
Yeah. It's not the best at times. I do have to keep. I'm getting better as I go along. The image that you've got in the background is the most recent.
Sure, right. So this is traditional art. You use paper, right? Or is it digital?
Yeah. Bits and pieces of both. When things need to be checked upon and altered, sometimes I use the digital things of redoing certain panels, or if I can't quite get a feel for it in the digital, I do it on the original card, of which I'm just about to show you now. This is a preview of one of the pages that's actually for sale.
Oh, I could see something. Wait. Exclusive. Oh,
There you go.
all right. Cool.
So I'll bring you in on the top bit there. Sorry.
All right. There's a battle going on.
Yeah,
That is cool.
that's from sort of like the final battle. And I did have bought the 4-page connection, which is hiding up here. Sorry. You're actually in the studio here.
Yes,
That
I
was
can
just
tell.
that untidy arm. That's Feckle.
That's him. Yes.
Yeah, that's a happy little guy. And finally, I will get this down here, showing the truth that it is actually a 4-page connection, which I did colour by myself. It took ages to scan. This is like 4 sets of A3s.
Oh, holy shit!
Right.
Holy shit! Look at that.
There you go.
That thing is massive. Wow.
Yeah, that has been bought by an indie film studio.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah, it's gone. The $500 page connection has gone.
Excellent, man.
That's one thing, but the indie film studio wants to work with us to help do sort of like a character-driven set of films. The young lad that's a director with them, he's only about 22, and he's absolutely amazing. He's Thierry. He's done one film already on a little digital camera, you know, like Peter Parker has like one of those, like a telephoto lens camera. He did a full film on that, and he's made it a murder mystery that's you wouldn't tell that it's not done by a proper film studio, but they've moved to started working with Amazon Prime exclusively. But yeah, they bought it. They want to work with us, and plus, I found out strangely that I knew a lot of the guys that they were doing martial arts with because I trained with them. So it was sort of like, oh, that'll do. Everybody knows each other. So.
Right. Yeah, Mike likes it. That's some good-looking ink, he said.
Thank you very kindly. I appreciate that.
Okay, so let's. Can you tell us what is 21 Demons? What's the story? What's the concept here?
Basically, it's the little bit of poetic license that the Bible was subjected to, as in Lucifer turned and said it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. And just at the bit where it gets past that sentence, he turned around and said, I will bring your most favoured creation, mankind, back to you, Father, and it shall denounce you, hence undoing all that you've created. So Lucifer fell. He dropped to the obviously the underworld, and there's 7 sets of sins, obviously the 7 sins, but it was built in sort of, how can I put it? There were 3 of these demonic creatures to each sin, hence 21 demons, 7 sins, 7 levels of hell, 21 demons. So you've got that. Lucifer captured and basically destroyed them all and turned the remains of them into the gate, the demon gate nexus, which basically, once you've captured all the 21 demons, you can put them on the gate and you can go anywhere in time, anywhere in space, even to the gates of heaven. Hence, when man decides to walk through them and stand there in front of God and go, you are not my Father, you are not my creation, Lucifer wins. That's the way it comes. So
okay,
that's it. And then obviously other characters have come along from that. As I say, I've put everything together. This is why my guy looks like he does. He's part dragon and part celestial angel and stuff like that. So
wow.
he's powerful, but he's not that powerful, you know. It's, always wanted to make him with flaws, and then obviously you've got my bad guy Khan there. That's literally the epitome of, well, sorry, the flip side to Guy, my main character. He's he's all bad and Guy's all good, if you want to put it that way.
Excellent, man. So did you design 21 demons? Did they all have their own design?
Yep. Been at this since 2003.
Or really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You said that in the beginning. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this the piece that you sold? Do we see
Yeah,
here?
that's the one. Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah.
Thank you.
T-shirt.
Again. Very good.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is like this is. I take it this is for teens, like
Yeah.
not for smaller
Yeah.
children, right?
Yeah. There's no swearing in it. I mean, kids can read it if they want to do, but there's a bit of dry humor and stuff like that.
Excellent. She was known as Ilium
Setue.
Ilium Setue. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice, man.
Tried to build in a few twists and turns along the way.
Sure.
I've used a hell of a lot of the original monsters, like Frankenstein, Dracula, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll appear, hopefully. If this one does and it keeps going like it should do, to take off a little bit and get a bit more, well known out there. And second book is going to come next year, and hopefully the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, finished.
Yes. Mike says, "Take that, Johnny Depp and the Ninth Gate." I like this art here. This Embrace the Darkness art that you can buy here.
Yeah.
Or what is this? It's a T-shirt.
Well, that's the T-shirt. That's on the black T-shirt. Yeah, that's Khan.
Okay. Right. Looks like a character for a metal band, like Dio. He has this. They have the devil also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. Excellent, man. Cool stuff. Okay, so you have PDFs also, so people can get the digital book, and this is a PDF of 102 pages, right?
It's 120. You'll get all the chapter artwork, and you'll also get the written bit at the end of it as well. So you're not missing out on anything. I don't see why I should skimp on anything. You might as well get it all.
Sure.
But the thing about this campaign is that the wraparound cover is only been for this campaign. The flip side where you can see the gate in the background, and you've got Guy on one side of it, and then you've got Khan on the other side of it. It's only for this campaign, so these covers will only be produced for this campaign, and then it's just going to be a normal cover with a normal backing for it.
And
that's that one, yeah.
That's this cover?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Right. Okay. Exclusive graphic novel, right? You also get the PDF. So even if you buy a physical book, you get the digital with it?
Yeah, yeah. When you buy a T-shirt, you get the graphic novel with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it works out pretty well. People are getting a T-shirt, and then they can read the book, or they don't have to read the book. It's up to them. So
sure, of course. All right, and then you have Shine the Light for $50. It's what's this? You get a G.
That's the T-shirt. That's the T-shirt.
Right. You get a T-shirt with it. Okay.
Yeah. So again, for each of the T-shirts, you get the book, and
yes,
that's just where we go.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I like this one. It's cool. More shirts.
Yeah, they're the Feckle ones.
The Feckle.
Yeah.
You can get the color, or you get like line work.
Yeah, the color one has got against community standards on the written across the top of it, because it's just Feckle. He's got no airs and graces about it. He would sit there and basically, there was one particular scene that I had dreamt up about him being sat in a fish and chip shop, and he's there rolling up a little fag, or a tab end, or whatever you want to call it, roll up cig like this, and the girl sort of sat there going, "Sir, you can't smoke in here." And obviously he's not green and all winged and everything like that, because they use a human form to visit Earth, the celestial being. So he'd be sat there going like this, because I like using references from films that I enjoy and love. Do you know what I mean? So he'd be looking at it like that, going, "We are not the droid you're looking for." And carry on rolling up his tab end. And she'd be like, "Sir, you can't. We are not the droids you're looking for." Keep rolling up the tab end, because that's just him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Very much blasé, and he's seen it all, because literally he has. He's been around since the dawn of time.
and eventually she gives up, and he's like, "See, it works," you know.
Yeah, just walk away. See, Jedi's, yeah, that type of thing. So,
De Lorenzo. What's the
yeah.
story behind this, De Lorenzo?
Oh, that was one that Tank dreamt up. I thought it was funny.
Okay. All right. All right.
I think there's the other one down there. The original artwork. They're the pieces that I'm giving away. Well, not giving away. You're buying them. You're getting a book, and there's other bits and pieces coming with it. So
sure, for $200 you get the original art plus the book.
Yep.
Excellent. A certificate you get with it.
Yep.
I get a T-shirt even also.
True.
The whole shebang. Wow. Great.
I'm trying to make it worth it to people because I don't know. I don't know whether you've seen the price of toys nowadays and stuff like that. It's just a lot. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we try his best to get for Colton, but we try to make him respect what he's got. Do you know what I mean? And when you're paying for us, like a small toy that's sort of yay big, at that, like 3.5 inch, 4 inch, a transformer, and it's up to £25, and you think I think I actually got the original Optimus Prime for just under £20 when I was a kid. So I don't know. I want to make it worth it to people. I want people to come away with something and then turn around to their friends and go, look, go to the online store. They're doing it. You've missed out, but if you keep an eye out, they might do another Kickstarter and do something exclusive. Because I'd rather do it to that. I'd rather people get something that they enjoy and can be a little bit of an investment. You know, so if they've got the artwork and I don't know, maybe somebody shoots me a little bit later in life, it might double in value. You never know. So
yeah. Look, you never know where these franchises go. You know, maybe someday this is a huge franchise and people can say, I got one of the original arts from Paul Roper. Yeah, man, of course.
I'd just like for him to be able to come up to me at a convention and maybe have a bit of a talk and say, God, you know what? He wasn't a dick like everybody said. And I'm like, finally, you know, that type of thing. I try my best not to be. I will stand my ground on certain arguments if people want to argue with me, but that's because that's my opinion. I'm going to stick to my guns. But if I can be fair with people, I will be. That's all I can ask from people to me, and that's all I can pass back to people as well.
So, is this worldwide, by the way? This that you go wash dishes? Yeah.
Yes. The like you're paying 5,000, I'm getting it. So I suppose I'm gonna have to get a plane ticket. Just don't ask me to wear, you know, like a very revealing outfit. It's not funny. I'm a little bit out of shape from the martial arts days. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah. It also says what you also get is a joke at your expense, which perhaps is that you never show up.
No. I've got to show up. It's just got to be something sarcastic, you know, a little bit dry.
Okay, sure.
That was a former job of mine. I stood on doors, you know, the bouncers and stuff like that. I worked doors for 3 years. I was fairly good at it. I only had 4 fights in 3 years, so that's not bad. I managed to talk people out of what they were doing, which was a lot better. Just like, you've had too much. Go home. Just don't get in the cab with her. Why?
Exactly. There's a lot of psychology going on. You know, you think like bouncers, they like to fight, but I think they rather handle things like in a different manner. And
well, the less blood you've got on your hands it's always a bonus at the end of the night, and that was what one of the guys told me. And he was fabulous at talking people out of shall we say altercations. He was absolutely brilliant at it. He managed to get a lot of people to just go home.
That's a great word, by the way. Altercations. I love that word. Welcome, Chris. Just in the last few minutes. All right, let's refresh your campaign. You have 10 backers right now. Let's refresh. Let's see. Guys, the link to this campaign, you have 10 backers, right? But you still have like 30 days to go.
Yep.
The link is pinned in the chat, guys. It's also in the description of the video. Please check it out. Share it with other people. This campaign, let's get it to 100%. So, yeah, excellent. You get a lot of cool stuff with this. Fantastic. Is there one more thing that you want people to know about the book or the campaign before we close, Paul?
Just it's a life's work, so there's a lot of honesty goes into it. There's no shortcuts or no messing about on this. So yeah, hopefully it's the start of things, because there are ulterior motives to this, not just helping mum out and things like that. I actually want to start building things, because there's a lot of kids like Colton who he has ADHD, but he loves to draw, and there's a lot of kids that love and can relate to full color artwork, you know, like you've got with the Perfect 10. That a lot of kids with high level autism and ADHD would love that instantly, and that can be used as a tool to teach kids a hell of a lot more than they're getting taught at this moment in time. Plus, it's a great way for them to get creative.
That also, man. That also. I learned English through comics. You know, it's it's fantastic educational medium. Also, Belmont, welcome, Justin. Welcome, sir. We're closing off. So, okay, that's it for this. Paul, I want to thank you, sir, for being my guest for today and showing us your campaign.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Dave. Thank you very, very much. It's been so appreciated.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome, Paul. Good luck with your campaign, right? Let's get you to 100% soon. And special thanks to the chat, to everyone who showed up today and watched us or are watching us from the replay. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking. So if you like this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I'll be back Thursday with another extra episode of A Drink with Brink, because why not, man? Why not? There are so many cool projects and indie creators right now with interesting stuff. So Thursday. So I hope to see you guys then. So bye for now, and see you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye, guys.